Hey, vickiecrystalynn, Mr. Edward.
Hello.
Hello. So we just went through the eclipse. I was out just really tapping into the energy. Beautiful. I didn't see anything, but it was just really beautiful. But me and Edward were sitting here talking about stuff that our bodies have went through, that we have went through over the last, well, for me, it seems like since the beginning of January.
Hmm.
It's like,
Hmm.
it's like, it actually felt like my body and even me inside of me, all who I identify as, has been like a slow dying death. And
Hmm.
uh, so when I was sitting out in the eclipse, I uh, I just they said that the eclipse in my area was at 11:11, so I went out there and I recorded it. And I'll put that up later. And then, but it was so funny because Edward goes that he felt the shift, and so did I. I felt it. It was like a stepping up.
Yeah, I felt it for the last like couple of days. It has sort of been
Yes,
quite like timeless, and I'm up in the mountains, and it's all been quite like low cloud. And I've had a bit of a sort of sore throat, like swollen glands, and actually even in the bones, like quite achy, which
yes.
is sort of what I had a more extreme version of at the end of last year, like sort of just leading up to the winter solstice, started on the 12th. Remember December, and it felt like a bit of now we're talking about it, a bit of the end of that.
Yeah,
Much better today actually, but still just feeling quite just taking it easy.
beautiful. And that's when everything, when we're our bodies and what we're going through, like stuff like that. It's all about self-care, you know,
Mm.
to turn within. That's what I've discovered for myself is
Yeah, I feel quite blessed to be in the mountains. I reckon maybe similar thing in in a different environment, like in a city, would be much more uncomfortable. So
oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. And uh I want to bring this up because Edward just mentioned it. He's actually in the area of CERN, and it's crazy that he's there. And I feel that, you know, the light brings the light, you know,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
I just came through. So,
Yeah, it's interesting that because something flashed up about it. Oh, they're doing testing on the eclipse. And I never really like I don't know how I feel about it. It's quite a sort of mixed thing, 'cause, people, nice to explore, discover things, but it does feel a bit like, I don't, yeah, it feels like an unknown, and it's nice to just, you know, um, create positive. Yeah,
absolutely.
energy is just energy, isn't it? Energy is like neutral.
Yes.
So if you're harnessing energy, you can either create harmony, I guess, or disharmony.
Yes. We get to choose. And that's where we're
Mm.
really all at for,
Mm.
for me.
Or at least go in those directions, isn't it? There's
Yes.
just they're limitless.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. And so I feel like this huge, even in my heart, so big right now, this huge, like, birth of myself right now. And yeah, so my,
I feel that as well, but it feels a little bit like I'm still in it,
yeah,
if that makes sense. Like
yep,
I haven't sort of seen the the newness yet. It always
abs-
feels like that, but it
ab-
feels really right. Even like being like, oh, my bones are like really aching. There
yeah,
was part of me that was sort of smiling about that. It was strange. It was like, oh yeah, this is really uncomfortable, but when you feel like, oh, there's something like a seed cracking or something. There's something that's some new life is coming out of this.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm.
And because you talk about bone pain, I've really had that. And it's great because Edward will say, I'm going through this right now. And I'm like, it blows me away because we're usually
Yeah,
always
yeah,
going
that was
through
really,
the
it's
same
comforting.
thing.
That is comforting when
Yeah,
you hear
yeah,
other
it
people.
really is comforting. And,
Mm.
you know,
It
because
gets you out of your head a little bit as well,
it
doesn't it?
does.
Sometimes otherwise you're like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Or,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how my body's been going through, like, I literally have watched my body go down and feel like it's dying. And so when he would reach out, it'd make me think, okay, it's not this physical thing that's actually happened. I'm moving energy through my body. And
mm,
so it really pulled me out of the way because when you start getting up in years, you're like, is things going wrong? You know what I mean?
yeah,
But he's
yeah.
all
Like,
good.
do I need to do something to fix it?
Yes, absolutely.
And then you actually settle on actually more like, oh, there's just things I can. It's not so much about fixing it, but there are things I can do to help ease the transition. I mean, I
Absolutely.
was gonna fast today. Actually, I didn't fast the whole day, but I did fast in the morning. And then I was like, oh, I actually need to eat something because I felt like I had something in the back of my throat for ages, and I just felt like I need something like with some like spicy, some hot like soup, spicy soup.
Sounds
I
good.
feel way better after that actually.
Yeah.
And just drink loads of water. Um, and then like garlic and lemon I've just been going for. And I always love the honey, and honey is just the most amazing healer, isn't it? Honey and onion just to make that syrup is a great thing.
Garlic too. Beautiful. Really beautiful.
Mm.
I'm gonna step back because my guides are coming forward. I feel him like in my throat. So let's just all settle in and take a deep breath.
I'm actually going to grab some water.
Yeah, please. Water grounds you instantly. Big energy. Hmm. Allow yourself to be right now, right now, right now in you. The energy participating in this is from both sides of the world. It is running through your system. Just as this beloved channel, Mr. Edward, were explaining, your bodies are adapting to a new frequency that has been created by you. You can feel this. You are part of that. There is assistance from others, yet the connection of yourself has created this beautiful way of expanding into oneness of your own. You are stepping into, even as we speak right now, tapping into yourself. You're stepping into another part of you. We would suggest, as Mr. Edward had explained, that he feels like he's still in it. The death of oneself and the birth of oneself. Just as a baby, in the couple days of its own life, they are adjusting to the freedom. And we will use this. You carry around things inside of you that you particularly do not like about yourself. Each one will detach from this at their own time, at their own will. We would say, do not suffer here long, for it is not needed. In balance of oneself, everything resides. Everything is attractive. The push and pull of your own experience is ending. So when you catch yourself in the push and pull of life, which we mean you are struggling, why is this not happening for me? Why is this not what I wanted? It is to let go of that rubber band that you create in your own life. You are all evolving, carrying more energy in your bodies that has not been seen in decades. You see, this was a powering on, not just with your eclipse. It is with all that you have done in your work to become who you are and in your natural state. This word keeps coming forward, so we will use it. In a way, it is not so correct, for it is just part of you. Each one has a different part that they excel in their existence. Just like one would excel at, one is a doctor, one is a nurse. That is part of them. As you are moving into all parts of you, that is in the holding of one and two legs, we will say in two words. You will recognize this very quickly in your experience. For the heaviness is becoming heavy, for the collective is creating that also for the vibration that they are resonating at. And that is perfect too. You have created this beautiful experience that you chose to be here. And each one of you have a particular part that you have been playing all along. Just with your energy being on this earth plane. Some walk their steps, laying grid, laying light, and even closing things that need to be closed. Energetically around you and beneath your feet. Nothing is by accident. Everywhere you go, everything you're doing is on purpose by you. Each one of you have come forward having an experience, yet there is another part of you that is doing bigger things. It is time to recognize and discover who you are. And it's all within you. All of you. Each piece to the puzzle. As the world is playing its cards, we will say, what event next? We will say, in a lighthearted way. This is creating all kinds, from the darkest to the dark, to the lightest to the light. And all is perfect in balance. There is not one thing that has happened or will happen that it was not by perfect design. We have said this many times. Congratulations for the steps you're taking in your own lives. Ah, we see your light, all of you. It is time. You are ready. We will ask, Mr. Edward, do you have a question?
I do actually. I've got two, and
Hmm.
they're sort of the first one is along the lines of everywhere you go is perfect. And this really strong calling to go to cave here, which is with a lake in it. It's meant to be the in a place called St. Leonard's, and Leo, my son, really wanted to go as well, so we went there, and it it's a sort of touristy thing. You go in a boat and you go to the end, it's like 300 meters, and you come back. But it felt like, oh, even though it's touristy, I felt like this is a pretty special place because it's water. The cuckoo clock just went. Um, and so I was wondering if you could speak into that, what significance of that might have been, and also maybe I'll ask the other question at the same time. So there's so many cows around here, like, and like it's just like almost feels like the people here just live off cheese and wine, and it's sort of it got me thinking about like the Milky Way and why it's called the Milky Way, and also the Egyptian connections to like the cow and like as the mother of the mother of the universe and like milk. Um, and I remember I used to drink so much milk when I was younger, which is funny. And then I stopped drinking so much. But it's interesting like how like the I guess like I was thinking about the wine as well, because the wine here it's such a medicine because it brings people together. Like, that's their medicine here. You can just sort of feel it, and it's sort of the right balance. Because they have the mountains to walk it off, and it's a nice connection with the land.
Yes.
But the cows, especially, how they come up the mountain and like down the mountain in the winter and up the mountain in the summer, and they eat all the mountains just starting to flower now. Like all the dandelions are out. It's like incredible. It's like if I was a cow, I would want to probably be a Swiss cow, I think, because it's just so beautiful here on the mountains. And yeah, so my question is really about the lake, the water significance of like the cave, and and the cows. I don't know. It's not necessarily a question. Just maybe like those areas are really interesting me at the moment.
Hmm. The water we will speak of first.
Hmm.
Many, many, many tourist places. It is a place, we would say, of strong energetic exchange, even if you are unaware of it. Some may go to the touristy place and they are looking at it, and then they are exhausted at the end of their trip, thinking, oh, all these people are here. Yet it was for the transmutation that was taking part in your energy field that you have not allowed yourself to tap into and rest into spots of the world you're drawn to naturally, not realizing bigger things are happening on the other side of yourself.
Mm.
We will say your son is very driven by his heart. And he recognizes when he is very apparent, this is where we're going. And it energizes him. It energizes you, for you felt the sacredness of it. There is solitude too that are powerful, that maybe one or two people ever show up in those areas. But those areas were for the people of that energy only. Your body and your soul and your spirit and your higher being of all you are is assisting you while you are playing out your story. So you feel these calls, hey, let's go here. And it is for the body in your energetic field is replenishing. And you feel the excitement of that. So let's go there. And also, too, for the energetic, we will say, your light, each one of you, you walk into these areas, you balance your system with the energetic field beneath your feet and the energy around you. Yet you also, too, transmute the darkness. You spark the souls around you, even if they never are aware. So beings that are very focused on their story only, they do not recognize what's playing in the big part of themselves. And that is correct. They chose this. And we speak on the cows, beautiful cows, the beautiful mothers. There are many in your animal kingdom that are mothers to, we would say, most. The cow is an abundance that has chosen to come here to feed you with coding. And they know this. And they try to, we would say, kill it, but it is unkillable. So your vibration, by your preparation of preparing a piece of meat, you have actually now connected and raised the vibration back to its original state. And there are many who see, I never want to eat an animal. Yet plants are no different. They have a consciousness. Everything has a consciousness. Everything has what we'd say, not feelings like you, but they understand what is taking place. It is no different from that than the cow. The cow, it carries a lot of information and coding to help you. That's why even some vegetarians, they get that craving. Now, when it is, we would say, no life in the food that you are eating, no life can be given to the body. And what we say is you guys are recognizing things that you cannot no longer eat for create pain in your body that you're like, I ain't eating that no more. I feel it every time and it's stronger and stronger. And that's just like the rubber band effect.
Mm-hmm.
You are testing and testing and testing till you realize the result is getting stronger. Let's not do this. Your bodies are moving in a lighter way. So many of you recognize not eating at all for times, for days, not even aware that you have not eaten. That's imbalance of yourself. True balance. You're going about your days, checking in with yourself. I'm good. Whatever's going to show up, I know it's for my highest self, my highest way. Where you are in the high self now. You can feel it. You have stepped into a new you. And many will look for validation over this months, days, years. You will see it. But recognize the rubber band effect of your life, where you allow the suffering to happen in your body. And I am not talking, and we are not talking about the maybe sickness or tiredness, and not to judge your experience. When you are creating great suffering by keep doing the same thing in a different way, and it shoots back harder, and it doesn't feel good at all. And the biggest thing we will say financially for all of you, you are locked in old ways. They do not work here. Being in balance of yourself, everything flows to you. Some will say, do I have to visualize to be in balance? Does it feel good? Then do it. It is very simple, very easy. And we understand the struggle that you're like, no, it ain't. You've been through so much. You chose that, each and every one of you. As this beloved general always says, she's a little bit stubborn. So she keeps the rubber band going at great lengths. Yet it becomes too much. And things have to close down so you can move forward. So about the beautiful cows, once again.
Mm.
The cows are conscious. The plants are conscious. The cows eat the plants. The information is doubled then.
Mm.
There is lifetimes that you have also. If you are watching this right now, you have served many lifetimes in a cow. For on the other side, you see the bigger experience of it. A cow does not live in its head. A cow is just being a cow, enjoying the fruit of this beautiful world.
Mm.
This beloved channel loves cows too. Did that help?
Yeah, it's beautiful. For the energy of the cows in. Because I haven't actually seen too many cows, even though I know they're all around here because it's winter. They often go inside. I think in the winter, or they're down in the. Seen a few down in the valley. I'm up in the mountains.
Mm.
But in the summer, they all come up here and they have their bells on. And I remember having a journey once, and I could just hear their bells, and it was like they were just amazing,
And we are going to,
amazing energy.
yes, amazing.
Yeah,
And the frequency of the bells is amazing in union
yeah.
with oneself. We are going to bring up for
It's like the mountain singing through the cows,
mm,
and that's why I sort of like the mountains are so beautiful. And when you're far away, you just see the mountain, but then when you're on the mountain, you're like, oh, all these flowers blooming now are the mountain blooming. They're not just the flowers, they are the mountain. That's so beautiful. It's like, oh, the cows of the mountain as well. Mm.
absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We are going to bring up the cicadas that are rising here,
Mm.
we'll
Mm.
say. The vibration that they create is underground. And then they rise to spread that vibration through the world. Even if there is just one place, the vibration of the world will fill it. There is many ideas, and they are not incorrect. They are very correct, actually, that they go into a state of psychosis, the cicadas. This is for they are in a higher plane of themselves between life and death. There is a great, great purpose for this.
Mm.
It shifts the energy every time, every time.
Mm.
Even beings are seen in your earth plane now. We would say insects that they have thought to be extinct. They are not. They are coming here to assist. In all reality, nothing ever extincts.
Mm.
It always comes back.
Mm.
So we feel we have come to a completion here. And we are very grateful for all of you. Adieu.
Mm.
Life is so clear.
Yeah, it's so clear. And I feel like really joyful. The cows brought for a lot of joy.
Absolutely. The cows. I love that.
Mm. Yeah.
I've always been connected to cows since I was young. So yeah.
I think also you just feel like cows that really are treated well and have like nice pasture, it's just a completely different being. It's a
Absolutely.
completely different medicine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which is, I feel like, yeah, it's interesting because I've been vegetarian for more or less for 7 years. And it was here when I was hearing the bells. That's when I started. I was like, I just want to see how I
Um,
feel. Just to eat cheese. But then actually, more recently, I felt like, oh, actually, I could, I've had venison once,
uh-huh.
and I had some like the sausage they do here.
Yeah.
I had that this time, but it's yeah, it's completely different. I mean, we have nice, the cows are treated well in parts of England as well, but not all. It's people want. It's not everywhere. So I'd rather have like in hindsight, like cheese or meat. Like you're saying, like have a feast of really good cheese and meat
Yes.
where they're like looked after really well, and yeah, not eat for a few days or whatever it is, or just eat quite really clean, and then that sometimes gives you the grounding or the strength, whatever you need, and but you don't need it necessarily every day.
Yeah.
I think we got to a place where like, oh, we just need this like every meal,
And I
and it's not nearly as good.
yes.
Like the feasting and the fasting makes so much sense to me.
Oh, me too. And you were talking about fasting, and I'm actually going to start a fast. I was going to start today,
Yeah,
and but that orange was calling me, and I just had to eat it. So yeah,
yeah.
it was right off of a tree. So yeah.
Off your tree.
No, my daughter's tree. My daughter
Oh,
has
do
an
they?
orange tree. Yeah.
Wow, and they just stay on there all winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never
Yeah.
really like been around an orange tree,
Oh
but
my
they
God,
have
it's beautiful.
they have the apricots here,
Oh,
and they're not ready now, but they're just coming into flower, so all the blossoms out. But they always have the juice, and the apricot juice is so good. I
absolutely.
love the fruit trees. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah. So
so beautiful.
so beautiful. So beautiful. So yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I send love and thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.